All right, so commandment number 5, honor thy father and thy mother. So what the Lord showed me in this is, yes, we are to honor our earthly father and our earthly mother. The birth of a child is a gift from the Lord. You know, they've done scientific studies on this, and at the moment of conception, there is a burst of light. And I believe that is the breath of life that the Lord gave to Adam, gave to Eve, and gives to every single human being that is conceived. So with that being said, he's purposely allowing us to be born, and he purposely sets us with a specific father and a specific mother. Now, everyone has their childhood deals. Not everyone had the rainbow and sunshine. Some people did have the rainbow and sunshine as a kid. My own childhood has its ups and downs, but for many years, I did have some issues with the honoring of the father and the mother. When I was a teenager, one thing that I did that was completely dishonoring my dad was I made the decision that I wanted to gauge my ears. I thought it was cool, something I wanted to do with myself, but my dad specifically asked me not to do that. I did it anyways. Kind of a turn of event on that, something funny that I think the Lord, with his sense of humor in teaching us now as an adult, it's something that I do regret. Not only just dishonoring him, but the action itself, because now I look back and I'm like, wow, I wish I could wear dangly earrings. And, obviously that's part of vanity that I'm also still working on. But aside from that, just the message itself, honoring. So why would the Lord ask us to honor our father and our mother? Well, here's the thing. He is our father. He is our heavenly ultimate father. So if we can't learn to honor our earthly father and mother, how could we possibly expect to be able to honor him? With that, what is honor? So it's a high respect, it's adherence to what is right, and it is obedience. Does it mean you're going to always agree? No. Does it mean that you can kick and scream because you disagree? No. What it means is that you include forgiveness, mercy, appreciation, and kindness to your father and your mother on this earth. And a lot of times as you get older, most people do end up being like, wow, I'm glad my mom was like this, or I'm glad my dad did this. We don't realize it as kids, but we do realize it when we're older. So that being said, we're going to turn to Ephesians chapter 6. I have here verse 2 and 3. So he says here, actually I'm going to roll back to verse 1 of chapter 6. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother. This is the first commandment with a promise, that it may go well with you and that you may live long in the land. So here's the thing too, a lot of defiant kids, it's something else they talk about in the end times in Revelation, I think maybe also in Thessalonians. It's described that children will be disobedient to their parents, and I see that a whole lot in the current age. I see children that are just brats, and their parents do absolutely nothing about it. Just the other day, my boss was showing me a video of this. I mean, he was an adult at that point of the video, but he had gotten stuck playing his video games. His parents got upset about it because he wasn't doing anything with his time other than just being glued to the TV. And the dad ended up rolling over his video games with a lawnmower, and the kid had a meltdown. I would vote maybe he was 19, 20, maybe, and just screaming like a temper tantrum from a 2-year-old. And it was sad because part of me was like, wow, that's kind of dumb, like, kid, get over it. But the other part of me thought, well, okay, there's the parenting aspect on that too. Obviously, that child was allowed to do that. So I think, in honoring our father and our mother, we should be obedient. We should do the things they ask us to do without a fuss. Granted, it's within the Lord's guidelines, because there are a plethora of things that parents that are afflicted by evil are going to try to get their kids to do. And I'm not saying to do those things. I'm just saying for the things that are good and right, as the Lord said it himself, that it may go well for you, go well with you, and that you may live long in the land. And here again, it even gives an instruction to the fathers in verse 4. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. So, again, in that Christian household, that believing household, you'll have your father and your mother that are 100% for the Lord, and in turn, they will provide that instruction to their children. And I share that with anyone watching this that is a new parent. I urge you to be right with the Lord so that you can in turn lead your children to the Lord as well.